Hi, right, today I wanted to take a look at leg position in the swing. So it's one of these annoying things that people turn up for lessons, and a lot of people have the wrong foot and leg position, and you can tell a high handicapper from a mile off just by looking at how they're standing to the ball. And if you look at a good player, similarly, you can see from a distance that it's potentially going to be a good swing. So I'll show you exactly how you should stand. Also goes through the most common positions that I see people standing in when they come for lessons. So the most common position that I see people standing in, and I describe it as a skyscraper position as opposed to a pyramid position. Bear with me on this. Right, so you get people standing to the ball with what I describe as very, very straight legs, and almost with the weight looking like it's either completely through the middle of their legs, straight up and down, or even slightly on the outsides of the feet. So you get this sort of look a lot of the time, and just the knees are apart, the feet are completely straight up and down like two poles in the ground like this, just completely straight up and down like that. Now that's wrong. What it needs to be is it needs to be more balanced. There's a lot going on in your golf swing, a lot of speed, a lot of movement, hopefully, a lot of leg action, and you need to have a stable base to be able to do that. You can't just stand like this. This is unstable. So instinctively, if I'm trying to produce a very fast swing from this position, I'm going to feel unbalanced when I do that, and it's not going to work quite as well. What you'll see good players doing, tour pros and good players, is they'll have a look, as I described earlier on, as a pyramid look. And it's only I only mean the pyramid shape for the first part of your legs. What I mean is to get a little bit wider like that, and the weight, the angle is coming in like this. So if it kept going, it would go into pyramid shape. Pyramids are inherently more stable than a skyscraper position. You could topple, if I had a box standing up like this with a top on this, push that over. But a pyramid shape, that's more stable. That's in like that. You can only really slide that along the ground. You couldn't topple it over very easily. That's kind of what goes on in the swing as well. So if you can get your weight, normally for a full swing you'd have your feet sort of shoulder width apart, but not just up and down straight legs like that. You actually have them knees almost pointing in towards each other just a little bit, and the weight should feel like it's on the insides of the feet, so in this area in here, so not ever on the outside. I have a long time trying to get people to get away from this sort of look, and even sometimes when they put their knees in, they still look like they're on the outsides of their feet. You've got to get that feeling of being in this way. I sometimes describe it as a goalkeeper getting ready to save a penalty. You know, you're ready to go either way, and that's the same in the swing. If I get in this position, I just look ready. I look ready to move my legs, and I'm still stable. I can keep everything in position, and I can fire everything through. But if I've got this kind of unstable straight up and down position, there's just not as much dynamic movement can go on. There's a feeling of unbalance there that you don't want. So that's all I really wanted to say. If you look at it from this angle, the other thing to probably note is that you want the weight slightly on the front of your feet as well. You don't ever want to feel like you're sitting back on your heels in golf. Always feel like you're slightly, if anything, just leaning into that club on the ground. It's pressing in very slightly. You don't ever want to be up on your tiptoes. I had somebody arrive for a lesson once where they were up like this. They'd obviously just taken this forward weight thing a little bit too far, and they had their feet off the ground. But certainly it's a little bit more like that you're forward there. Quite a good tip actually, if you're topping the ball, if you're a beginner, is to feel like you've got your weight forward, even into the start of the backswing, so that you come back to ground level. You're not lifting up. You get a lot of people sitting back on their heels like this. So that's another consideration with what the feet are doing in the golf swing. Got to be in this way, but also on the toes a little bit. And that's all I really wanted to say. It's not going to completely transform your game, but it is one of the very important factors that builds to having a very good, repeatable, dynamic golf swing. So go and give that a try and see how you get on. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks.